set this up. Boy, it's bright in here. Oh, that comes out a little bit better. You can see a little bit of the view.
Wow.
Yeah, it turns out really nice. But when I sit here, yeah, that's pretty good. Cool. I'm gonna wait a little while to get some people on.
We've already got 1 like with 0 views.
Yeah, it takes a little while for it to kind of work. So usually I give it about a minute and pull something on this. There we go. Now the chat comes up. What's going on, guys? First, sing it, the troll song. What is that? Let me come back here. What's up, man? Mace 415, Ellis. What's going on? This is my view from Vancouver. You guys can check it out. I'll do a little bit. Why not start off with a little bit of a tour? Happy crazy Black Friday night. I bought some clothes. I can't find clothes in Asia that fit me, so I had to come here to Vancouver and buy some clothes. We're gonna go out and do a little bit more shopping. But just how beautiful is Vancouver? Such a beautiful city. You can see the mountains in the background there. Pretty lucky we got a nice little view here. Just all of downtown, you can kind of see that coming back. Yeah. Giving you guys a little bit of a tour. Oh, come on. Yeah, Bitcoin has been on a tear. 8,700. The market cap has gone up a little bit. I see a very bad connection, so I hope you guys are able to see this all right. I'll give it a second for the internet to catch back up. Sometimes like this. Yeah, lag. Sorry about the lag, guys. I'm gonna give it a second to make sure the internet's coming online. I'm sorry I deal with internet issues so much when I'm traveling. The internet's so here. There we go. I think the internet is just having some issues. It just bounced out. Now it looks like it's doing a little bit better. Alrighty, guys. So Bitcoin's up 5% at about 8,700. That's kind of been the big story of the day. We have the market cap has now reached about 280 billion. And I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what we've seen here recently with the market cap, where it's come up substantially in the last week. So I'm going to show this to you guys here. So the market cap here, taking a look, and just in the last 7 days, we were at about a $230 billion market cap with cryptocurrencies. In the last week, it's come up to 280 billion, as you can see. Let me scroll up here a little bit. You can see right there, 280 billion, volume of trading. Seeing a lot of activity here on the weekend, coming into some of the trending issues we've seen here. Let's just take a look at the exchanges. BitThumb continuing to be the top exchange in the world, with Bitcoin Cash volumes coming down quite a bit. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Gold has really come down. If we take a look just kind of overall at the market here, you know, Bitcoin has really come up as we've seen a lot of other currencies come down. Basically, you saw a huge surge with Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold, and that really wasn't sustainable. And so you've seen a little bit of a pullback in price, and you're seeing Bitcoin Cash right now at 1622, Bitcoin Gold 367. I see this as a low buy-in price. Bitcoin Gold, I think, would be a nice time to pick up right now. Dash, Litecoin, Neo, Ethereum Classic, all over 10% gains. All of them really surging. Coming down the list, most altcoins are doing pretty well. OMG, Lisk, Zcash, EOS, everything's pretty much up. This is all to USD, and part of that is a little bit of what's going on. If we switch this to Bitcoin, you can see really a huge jump with OMG right here. BitConnect's down 3.32%, and that's something I kind of wanted to at least touch on a little bit. Was Bitcoin or BitConnect's circuit breaker that they have set up on their exchange. So when you see we've seen this a couple different times where we've seen Bitcoin price really start to surge, and then you're almost seeing the opposite effect where BitConnect's price is going down. And that's kind of been a recent trend, because what we've seen typically is that the price of Bitcoin and BitConnect tend to kind of move together, and they're kind of tied together with how BitConnect does their volatility software. I think what you're seeing is you're seeing larger investors in BitConnect that are starting to sell when the price goes up. So once we know that Bitcoin is going to go up, and this is kind of what I've been waiting for, is I'm waiting for the price of BitConnect to hit you know, some all-time highs before I sell out. So we saw you know, prices at about 308, 309 today with BitConnect, and immediately you kind of saw a sell-off as Bitcoin's price was coming up. So you saw once it kind of hit a certain price, you saw a lot of sell orders on the books, which is typically a little bit different than what we have been seeing. But let's check in with the chat a little bit. I can't read from that far away. Yeah, I went straight back up. So that's kind of something that's a little bit strange. I used to see that. You see a huge flash crash where basically, now if we take a look, I think it's probably a better indicator if I can show you guys, at least with some of the data that we've got on CoinMarketCap, why that's happening. Part of that is, I'll show this to you guys. All right, so this is BitConnect's markets, and if you're looking at this, we've seen 17 million traded in the last 24 hours, but 96% of that is on BCC's exchange. So yes, there's other markets where you're seeing this. Sorry about the lag, guys. I was hoping the internet would be all right, but the prices that we're seeing with BitConnect kind of lagging behind is not really enough of an arbitrage opportunity for the markets to really be activated in some of these other smaller markets. So what we're seeing is a little bit more of all of the activity being centered in the BCC exchange. And so when we see that much volume that's centered in that exchange, then typically it's either you're seeing a sell-off where people are just getting into Bitcoin, or they're just they're selling their BCC coins when they're at kind of a high price. There's no lag here, so I apologize if there is some lag. You guys kind of need to let me know how these things are coming around. So a few other things I wanted to kind of go over. All right, I wanted to bring this up a little bit, but I can't seem to find it. But earlier today there was an article on Cointelegraph that had the BitConnect symbol, and I saw a lot of people on YouTube were kind of talking about it. It doesn't seem to be there anymore. There was a little bit of a backlash for the website essentially supporting BCC, BitConnect, seeing is that there's still some mixed feelings about it. But that was Cointelegraph is a pretty big publishing unit that was favorable to. I don't think it actually mentioned BitConnect in the article, but the picture had BitConnect on there. Oh, that's cool. Next week I'm moving to my new house and everything was paid by crypto coins. Very cool. Yeah, okay, Cali coins, they took it down. That's cool. I was going to show that to everyone and they took it down. So it's interesting to document some of those things, and you know, here you have probably one of the main news outlets for cryptocurrency that's censoring some of their news and information when it's dealing with BitConnect. So So they did mention BitConnect in the article. They're talking about the lending platform. Okay. Yeah, I kind of skimmed through the article. I appreciate that, Cali Coins. Looking forward to hooking up with you if I'm down there in Cali. So I'll be kind of all over the place, but send me an email, CryptoClover@gmail.com. We'll find time to link up. So, yeah, that's interesting. There's just been so many mixed feelings about BitConnect, and you know, they do manipulate the price of their own coin on their own exchange. And we're seeing some different activity than what we've typically been accustomed to. We're seeing, you know, we're seeing when the price of Bitcoin goes up, you're almost seeing, like you'll see typically like the price of BitConnect will go with it, but you'll see these huge sell orders on top of that. So you're seeing a lot of people sell out once the price hits all-time highs with BitConnect. And if it pushes through all of those orders, if people are putting out loans or they need the coin to put out loans, typically that's when you see a big plateau in price, where you'll see it come up about $50 because you know, it was at about, you know, $50, $60 range back in June, July, when they were doing the big promotion, the $20,000 promotion to come to the event in Thailand. And then after that, you saw it really kind of come up to the 100, 110 level, stayed there for a while, came up to the 150, 160 level, and then came up to, you know, 200, and it kept kind of progressing up in these $50 increments roughly. And right now it's been kind of really steady at the 300 mark. It doesn't seem to be really affected. I mean, we saw it hit, you know, 305, 310 when Bitcoin hadn't even been over 8,000, I believe, when it was like 7,800. So as we're seeing this huge increase with Bitcoin's price, we're seeing the price of BCC still stay at about $300 or so. So my estimation is that we'll see this activity kind of continue until we see a huge breakout where it'll probably hit the $350 range and probably kind of stabilize in that area. At least that's my prediction. I just dropped 50K in this morning. Johnny Dominguez, that's cool. I did well with your mention of BitCash, but unfortunately sold it too early. Yeah, unfortunately, like that, you kind of have to watch the markets. If you're kind of out doing stuff like I'm doing right now, I don't really have the time to kind of monitor the markets on a 3 or 4 hour basis. You kind of have to be dialed into what's going on, and that is the best way to know when to cash out or when not to cash out. You can put in automated orders if you anticipate it's going to reach a certain price in whatever exchange you're dealing in, you know. But it's hard to kind of guess what Bitcoin's going to do, and a lot of your trades might be tied into the price of Bitcoin. If that's kind of how, because typically when you're trading into Bitcoin. That's typically the currency that you're trading into when you're trading altcoins. That's why I'm kind of interested to see what Binance exchange is doing, where they actually have their own coin on their own exchange, and they were number 4 the other day. Let's take a look and see where they're at today. So BitThumb, let me switch this around. So we had BitThumb number 1 doing 1.5 billion in trading. 1.3 not far behind is Bitfinex. Bittrex at 800 million in trading. Poloniex, Binance at number 5. Are you holding the Binance coin? So that's actually my intention, is to hold Binance coin, because I think that I'm going to take a look at this because it's not trading pretty heavily, but I think that's a really interesting coin. Binance coin. Okay, let me bring this up. So it just recently came on the market. So you saw kind of a huge surge in price. It started to stabilize here a little bit. But yeah, it kind of came on August. It was kind of on the market basically in July. Just end of July, early August is when it hit the market. Saw a ton of volume as the Binance exchange was really still coming online in Hong Kong. So a lot of people that are still new to cryptocurrency may not realize that Binance is a very new exchange that's doing a tremendous amount of volume in Hong Kong. Their server is actually located in South Korea, which is much more favorable to those type of technologies right now. It probably has less chance of being shut down, dealing with some of the Chinese regulations of them trying to regulate cryptocurrencies. You're seeing a lot of the market just really kind of dump into Korea right now. But it's down. It's kind of stabilizing in price. It's at about $1. It's gone up 11% today. This is one I'm looking to dump some money into, and I think it's going to be a real good hold for right now. If you look at the markets, I mean, it has a lot of volume behind the coin, and so it's all basically it's kind of like the own exchange's tether. You can kind of buy into the Binance coin, and you can hold and essentially sell into all these other different currencies. So it has some market depth. You're seeing a little bit here. Most of it is concentrated in Bitcoin. But I think with this exchange, I think that's going to be a good one to hold. What's up, Bravo Charlie? Check in with the chat here a little bit. About Dogecoin. Yeah, Dogecoin kind of fell off. Let's take a look at that. It's been around so long, and it's kind of been... Let me bring this up. Dogecoin's at number 36 right now. You want to hold this? Dogecoin at number 36. Let's take a look. Okay, so we had, let's bring this into the last 3 months. So just kind of taking a look at the history of Dogecoin. It's been around a long time, so there's been different surges in price. But we saw a huge surge this summer, right kind of May, and end of May, early July, June, all through June and into July. And you really start to kind of see it taper off. Recently, it's jumped up quite a bit. So this is a coin that's been around for so long. If you're looking basically at the entire history of this coin, this has been around ever since 2013. And so there's been a lot of activity with this coin. We saw a huge surge in price back in 2014, and now we're seeing it really kind of drop off a little bit here, where you have prices have come up quite a bit. So yeah, I mean, the thing about Dogecoin is it's traded everywhere. I mean, look at the market distribution, Bittrex, Poloniex primarily, but you're seeing it in a lot of different exchanges, and it tends to be a really good coin to kind of transact with, a little bit of a better option than, say, Bitcoin. If the price tends to stabilize fairly, it's stable, but if we can take a look at just prices, I'm going to change this to Bitcoin. You're seeing it 23, 24 Bitcoin. Price is really low. I think this is a really good one to get into right now. I think we could see definitely a surge with this one. I saw our mention of Potcoin. Let's take a look at that. I know this is trying to be one for the medical marijuana industry. So Bittrex, primarily, Poloniex is doing pretty much 99% of the volume. But Bittrex and Poloniex are top 5 exchanges. So you're seeing quite a bit of activity. I mean, it's trading pretty heavily. If you're looking at the charts, man, up 32, 33% today. Really has spiked. Let's take a look at the last 7 days. Yeah, just saw a huge surge in volume on the 21st, and that wasn't really reflective of prices. But you just had a lot of activity. You had a huge spike here, and then just boom, you've seen it really kind of progressively come up in price. So you're seeing it potentially start to wake up in the market. That might be an interesting coin to look at, especially since it's being traded pretty heavily in Bittrex and Poloniex. General statement about market manipulation tactics. Bittrex actively discourages any type of market manipulation, including pump groups. Well, they've also gotten so big now that it becomes a little bit difficult to do pump and dump schemes. You can only really do them with smaller market coins. But you know, I think that if you're an experienced trader, sometimes you're not really involved in a lot of those different schemes. I mean, you're really kind of getting into coins because you see them at a good buy-in price. You see them at, you know, a low price, or you see them maybe high and you want to sell off. Potcoin sponsored Dennis Rodman going to Korea. Yeah. Yeah, he was promoting them, and you saw the CEO doing that. That was kind of funny. Dennis Rodman, man, he cracks me up. What do you think about ETP Metaverse? I don't know about that one. I might have to look that up. Checking out the chat here. I missed a bunch of stuff in here. Which is it today, champagne or cigars? Bravo, Charlie. And speculations about BCC card and next 1st of December. Yeah, for Americans, I don't see that happening. I think that's going to take some time for it to be rolled out in America. Cigars. Crypterium. Let me take a look at that one. That sounds interesting. Crypterium. It's ICO. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people like to ask me about ICOs, and I just, you know, it's, let's take a look at their website. JP Morgan of crypto banks, huh? Soft cap. Buy. I don't know, they got a video here, FinTech. Pull this up a little bit.
Will banks still be with us in 5 years' time? Definitely. But
yeah, I'm not going to play this whole thing for you guys, but looks a little bit. Let's see the about page. It's an ICO. You know, I mean, I'm not going to really get too involved with ICOs until I see a little bit of market depth. So I know a lot of people really kind of like to see my opinions on those. I have to do research on them, and you know, again, I'm going to have to meet the people in the community, really, or someone involved with the project for me to really kind of, you know, get behind it a little bit. Are you into E-Tech or GRX? Oh, I'm not. I'm not even sure what exactly those are. Do you like XEM, NEM coin? Yeah, it's been around a long time. We're taking a look at, it tends to be kind of a stable coin, to be quite honest. It's dropped a little bit, but I think it hasn't necessarily dropped. It's been more of some of these other coins have really been passing it. I mean, you have Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold that just recently passed NEM coin in market cap, but a lot of that has to do with just kind of what was going on with Bitcoin with these forks. So, taking a look at NEM, you can see just kind of year to date. It's been around a long time, so it has a lot of market depth. You saw it wake up a little bit in the summer of 2016, and then you saw a dramatic rise earlier this year with all, which corresponded really with all of the altcoin activity that we were seeing, but it was a little bit delayed. So we saw a lot of activity with the other altcoins in March and April, it took until about May for NEM to really kind of take off, and a lot of that was corresponding with the volumes that we saw in June. And you saw it kind of taper down. It was overpriced, kind of hit a bubble, and then you kind of start to take off a little bit again in August, and it's been tapering down, so perhaps a little bit of a double top where we might see a little bit of a breakout in this coin. If we take a look kind of in the last month, fairly consistent with the volumes. We've seen volumes come up quite a bit, and if we take a look just in the last week, we really started to see it kind of wake up here. So not a whole lot of volume that we weren't seeing in some of these other areas, but if we take a look at the currency, it tends to be in the top 10 usually in terms of volume. Well, not right now. So where are we sitting at? NEM coin. So volume, so I guess it dropped off a little bit. It can't be this far down, huh? Did I miss it? I must have missed it. Oh, do this. 35th. So what's interesting to note here is that the number one exchange that it's trading in is Japan. It's trading in Poloniex and HitBTC. It has some good market depth, but for the Bittrex, HitBTC, Poloniex, and this Zafe. I don't know much about this Zafe exchange. Let's take a look at this. Bitcoin to Japanese dollar, Monocoin, NEM coin. This Monocoin keeps kind of coming up a little bit. It's really come up and surged in its market cap. It's now at 200, almost 250 in its market cap. It surged 12% today. So this has been a really interesting one, and it has really some decent market depth in some of the other exchanges. But coming up into the Zafe exchange, we're seeing NEM's third here. So you haven't seen a whole lot of Japanese exchanges that are doing considerable volume. So if we take a look at the let's take a look at the top exchanges. Coming back in here. So Japan, I think, is a market that could really start to wake up here in the near future, as we haven't really seen Japanese exchange. Bitflyer is the first one at number 14. So it's basically doing 89% in Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. So there's not a whole lot of options here. So as you see some other Japanese exchanges that are taking on, I think it's starting to take kind of the same approach as South Korea. It's been very favorable to some of these newer Bitcoin technologies. So hold that there. Yeah, NEM is usually low volume. All right, so we've almost been on 30 minutes, so I'm going to probably take one or two more questions and then get off the live stream here. So let me know if you guys have anything else you want me to take a look at. What do you think about Bitcoin Faucet? Take a look. Bitcoin Faucet. I have to bring up the Wikipedia page. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, you earn free Bitcoin. So this is kind of the Wikipedia on Bitcoin Faucet. So basically saying it's a website or app that kind of distributes Satoshis. So Satoshis are so minuscule in their value that typically it's a way for maybe some new people to get into Bitcoin to at least, kind of trade, transact, be able to do different transactions with kind of free Bitcoin by doing different things. And you can also earn, a little bit of money through different systems. But yeah, it's basically, I think there's been like a few apps and things like that where you get like a little bit of Bitcoin. It's not something that, I would necessarily be interested in unless it starts doing some volume or there's some more activity behind it. You think it's safe to put another 10K in BCC? Yeah, I mean, they're coming out with a new roadmap. They seem to be, you know, they're trying to be more transparent. They're doing, you know, more activities. There's things going on. There's events that they're scheduling, so they're not going away. They're constantly updating the website. I don't see them, you know, exit scamming. I think that's the biggest concern that people have is, you know, how long is BitConnect going to be around? Circuit breaker concern, I wouldn't necessarily call it a concern. It's just, it's a way for BitConnect to I think the problem that they were having is there's so much volume that's located on their exchange that they're basically, they're having these flash crashes when you get a large amount of people that are all trying to sell at the same time. And that is causing the this software, which they implemented, I believe back in August, was the first implementation of something similar to this, where they were able to basically stop trading and try to stabilize the price of BitConnect, and then, you know, kind of launch it where it's not really, you're not seeing these dramatic increases in price. They want to keep the price of BitConnect very stable, even when Bitcoin is really going up quite a bit. And I think that's what was happening. You saw Bitcoin at 8,200, and then all of a sudden went up $500 to 8,700. And I think a lot of people that are holding a lot of BCC coins, when they saw the prices really come up with BitConnect, that's a really good time to sell. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm waiting for, is to see you know, a good time to sell BCC, so you're getting the highest price for your coin. Have you claimed your Bitcoin gold? I actually wasn't holding any Bitcoin at the time. So you know, I haven't, I mean, I have some minuscule amounts on some exchanges, but I kind of missed that boat. I missed the Bitcoin Cash. I just wasn't holding it. A lot of times I was holding BCC, and I was more interested in that because that was going up so much in value compared to Bitcoin. If you look at the prices of Bitcoin and BitConnect has outperformed Bitcoin in terms of the price of the coin. And it's not even close, right? So because you had, you know, Bitcoin was at $1,000, it's up to like 8,000, so it's gone up about eightfold, or, you know, almost at nine. Let's call it ninefold, but it was over 1,000. So I think eightfold is probably a good indicator of how much Bitcoin's gone up. And BitConnect was at about $1, and it's almost at 300 now. So it's gone up 300 times to Bitcoin's 8 times. So it's gone up in value substantially more compared to Bitcoin. So for me, I saw more value in holding BCC or putting out loans through BitConnect as opposed to trying to cash in on free coins. I kind of saw that more as a gimmick, and you saw a lot of people that bought into that gimmick and essentially were you know, flooding into Bitcoin to get this free coin, and it was having all these interesting dynamics on the market. And then you started to see that money kind of flow out a little bit, especially in Asian countries where people are getting into Bitcoin Cash and whatnot. Is laser a scam? I wouldn't get into it, or if you are, don't put a whole lot in. Regal Coin, same deal. You know, I'm not really kind of promoting those platforms. You claim free Bitcoin Diamond? Yeah, perhaps. I think I don't know much about the project. It's something I'm just starting to read some articles on, and that sort of thing. It's kind of been a new trending topic that's come up, but we'll see. If you invested 1,000 at the beginning of the year, you'd had over 2 million now. Visa Coin? I haven't heard of that one. I want to put this right here. Visa Coin. Yeah, I mean, what I'm finding here, I'm not sure if it's dealing with this right here. Yeah, Visa. Clover looks like you just woke up. Yeah, well, time difference. If you guys are on the East Coast, it's a little bit different here. I think this is what you were talking about, but Visa's starting to get into doing their own coin, or they're doing some different things. I mean, this is just what came up on my Google search. So, I don't know much about this Visa coin, so I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Visa coin EU, okay. Clover, you're the best. Thanks for the info. Appreciate that, Mr. Greatness. What's the deal with the Ucoin? I don't know. I've had a bunch of people that have been trying to get me signed up for Ucoin. I don't, you know, it's an ICO. I'm not interested in it, at least not right now. BitConnect, crypto changer, up 50 times. I think BitConnect is innovating more and more, and I think a lot of the negative noise is calming way down. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think that you know, as you get more time with the platform, as you get more people invested and interested in it, I think you're going to see more of kind of this nonsense FUD that's going around kind of start to diminish, and really getting at the core questions of what's really going on with BitConnect. But you know, I'm looking to do some more work with some of the emerging trends that we've seen with cryptocurrencies. So the emerging trends that I see right now is a tremendous amount of volume in Korea. So I'm very interested in going out there maybe in January, spending like a month, and just kind of going around some of the different exchanges, understanding a little bit more about the cryptocurrency market in Korea. But let's take a look at I mean, just show you this, guys. BitThumb, #1. You know, you've got you know, Bitfinex, Bittrex, you know, more, you know, Americanized. Binance is now the #2 or #2 kind of exchange in Asia here. You've got Coin1, HitBTC, Corbit. Hyobi, still a large Chinese exchange. So sorry, I had the camera off there a little bit. But yeah, I mean, these are some of the exchanges you're seeing doing the most amount of volume, and the top traded pair, you know, is still continuing to be Bitcoin Cash. If we take a look at the currency volumes, Bitcoin still at 38%, Bitcoin Cash at 14%, Ethereum really still starting to rise with volumes. You're seeing that a lot of that in the Korean exchange here. Ethereum Classic volume still up, Litecoin, Dash, Bitcoin Gold really trading pretty heavily here, Ripple and Zcash. So just showing you the volumes here. I'm in Vancouver, BC. I'm staying at an Airbnb. I'm going to be coming back here. You can see the mountains in the background. A little bit of sun. I guess that's the light. Clover, try to give us a visit in Jordan. Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested in going to the Middle East. You know, I had some interest in going to Lahore, Pakistan. I know some people were a little bit turned off by maybe some of the recent things that have been going on there, but there's some very good developers and some people that do some great work out there, and the cost of living obviously is much cheaper. So there's opportunity there, I believe, in the cryptocurrency market. You're going to come down to San Diego while you're in California? Probably not, but I am interested in going to LA, spending some time there. My dad is from Huntington Beach. My family's kind of from Huntington Beach area. They have the Wedge there, which is this area right below Huntington Beach that gets these massive waves in the wintertime, and you know, really in December. So I'm gonna head out there, and hopefully maybe we'll catch some huge swells. I mean, I was there one time. I just was seeing these just the biggest waves I've ever seen in my life. and you saw some professional big wave surfers going on those waves. That was really interesting to see, because I mean, these guys are literally risking their life. And it was pretty impressive to see. Netherlands, and avoid Amsterdam. All right, I'll consider that. Karachi, Pakistan. Okay, I'll take a look into it. All right, guys, it's been 40 minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a live stream. I appreciate you guys that were staying on as long as you were. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.